assurance and quality control. Yours truly. So, quality assurance against quality control. What's the big difference between the two? A few years back, while I was a project manager in a flagship project, I met with many professionals involved in quality management. They were all from different backgrounds and working in different fields. So I met a guy who told me he was working as QA/QC consultant in our company. QA/QC stands for Quality Assurance and Quality Control. I asked him about his job responsibility and what he does. He replied that he walks around and sees if everything is going as planned or not. Then they said also that he checks the items for correctness, and if he finds any deviation from the specification, he will take corrective actions. Whereas I said, fine, just take care of the quality control part of your job. What about quality assurance? I asked him. Again, I get the same reply. Many times it happens that the professional who works as quality assurance or quality control or quality assurance at the same time quality control engineer are not aware of their job responsibilities. They do not understand the difference between the responsibilities of quality assurance and quality control functions, maybe simply because their positions are the same, where they are not separate. Although the difference between them is pretty clear. This issue is very common, particularly in small to medium-sized organizations, where the organization usually doesn't have resources to hire quality assurance and quality control engineers separately. So in such situation, the person may have the title of quality assurance and working as quality control, and sometimes quality control working as QA or quality assurance, or maybe worse. So this kind of ambiguity is not good for a project and may affect the quality of the deliverable as well as the success of the project, as both processes sound similar, are interlinked and are interdependent. Many professionals find it difficult to distinguish them. So quality assurance is the process of managing quality control, whereas quality control is used to verify the correctness and quality of the product. So before we start discussing quality assurance and quality control in detail, let's understand what is quality first. So there's been a lot of research on this topic, and a lot has been written about the topic by many quality experts. Here I will give you a few definitions of quality, and then I will discuss the concept. So the father of quality, wherein the most important and accepted definition of quality is given by Mr. Philip B. Crosby, which says, quality is conformance to requirement. According to ISO 8402, quality management and quality assurance vocabulary standard, wherein explain that quality is the totality of features and characteristic of a product or service that differs on its ability to satisfy stated or implied needs. Whereas according to ISO 9000 in 2000 series, set of international quality standards and guidelines for quality management system, said quality is the degree to which a set of inherent existing characteristics fulfills requirement. Simply put, you can say that quality is about meeting the customer's requirement and the deliverable being fit for use. If the product meets exceed customer requirement, you can say that product is of high quality. However, if it is not meeting its standard requirement, the product is of low quality. Keep in mind that regardless of the grade, the quality should be high. In many cases, the quality cannot be compromised. How about quality assurance? We have discussed the term quality, which simply means fitness to use and conform to requirements. What is meant by assurance? So to make it more simple, it is a surety or trust. This is an act of giving confidence that you can believe in. You can say that quality assurance assures the quality of the product. This process ensures that the output of the process is defect-free and conforms to all stated requirements. Quality assurance is a process-based approach whose prime objective is to prevent defects in deliverables and in a planning stage to avoid rework, which is cost a lot. Quality assurance is a proactive process. It emphasizes planning, documenting, and finalizing the guidelines that will be necessary to assure the quality. And this process starts at the very beginning of the project to understand the quality requirements and expectations. So once all requirements, expectations are identified, a plan is developed to meet these requirements and expectations. So we have here different tools in the quality assurance process. These tools used in quality management are number 1, quality audit, number 2, process analysis, and last, quality management and control tools. So in a quality audit, a team of external experts comes and review the process and procedures. If they find any discrepancy, they will suggest corrective action. They may also suggest an improvement in the entire process. So quality audit is a great tool to ensure that the best practice and approved procedures are being followed. So in process analysis, you analyze the process to find any improvement, discover the root cause of any problem that occurred, and identify non-value-added activities. So quality management and control tools includes various diagrammatic techniques which help you find ideas, help you make decisions, and prioritize issues. Some examples of quality management control tools are affinity diagram, trees diagram, network diagram, and a lot more. So quality assurance is a process-based approach. On the other hand, quality control is a product-based approach. Quality control is concerned entirely or within the operational activities and techniques that are used to fulfill the quality requirements. Take note on that. Quality control functions starts once the project work has begun. So it is a reactive approach and helps you find defects in deliverables. The objective of the quality control process is to make sure that the deliverables are defect-free and acceptable as per the quality requirements. If the deliverable has a defect, you will take any suitable corrective action. Simply put, the quality control process has two objectives. Number 1, find any defects in the product and correct them. And last, validate the deliverable. Quality assurance and quality control are dependent on each other. The quality control process receives input from quality assurance process and in turn gives its feedback to the quality assurance process so that the quality assurance can validate the operational process. For example, if the project team finds a defect during the project execution, they will correct it and the feedback will send to the quality assurance team. The quality assurance people will investigate the cause of defect and they will take corrective and or preventive action in the process. So this defect will never happen again in the near future. Once the process is updated, the quality control people will follow the process defined by the quality assurance team so that defect does not recur. So it will not repeat again. The quality assurance process takes input from the quality control process, and the quality control process takes input from the quality assurance process, or vice versa. Generally, you use three techniques for the quality control process. These techniques are: 1. Inspection, 2. Statistical sampling, and last, 7 basic tools of quality. In inspection, you physically examine the deliverable for any defects and to see if it matches the requirement. In sampling or statistical sampling, you select a random number of items from batch and inspect them for any defects and performance. For example, for concreting in a batch of a ready mix, you get minimum of 3 sampling on the start of the pouring of concrete, on the middle of the process, and before the very last drop of the pouring of concrete. So you get 3 cylindrical sample tests. Now the last technique is the 7 basic tools of quality, such as scatter diagram, control chart, histogram, checklist, Pareto diagram, and last, cause and effect analysis. The most last is the flowchart. These tools help you find defects and conformance of the product. So have here an example of a flowchart from the mission, vision, quality objectives up to the vendor evaluations. Next is the TQM check sheet. So you provide tick every day and get the total and find the most number of defects. Then you have histogram from defects and number of days. It determines who got the highest graph from the history of defects. Then the last is the Pareto diagram, which has the 20 and 80% difference, wherein above the 80% you get the most total number of defects against the causes. Then we have the scatter diagram. So you will find independent variable against dependent variable and look for the most number of feedbacks. Then you have checklists, wherein there is a category, an item, and grade sheet, no? Giving 1 to 5, similar to lighter. Then the last is the TQM fishbowl, or the root and cause effect diagram, or the root cause analysis. You have the subcategory on the causes and its inclusive elements of each defect. So from these causes, it goes to the effects. The TQM cause effect actually has so many, such as the 5 W's and 1 H, the 6M, and the 8P. So here we have an example of the cause and effect. For a T, for example, you have the personnel or the people in charge, or the manpower. Then you have the process, the product, and the physical evidence, resulting to what will be your bad T. We have the evolution of PQM. During the early stages, we only had inspection. Then it developed, improved. Now we have the quality control, aside from the inspection. Then next is quality assurance. And then nowadays, we use the so-called TQM, or Total Quality Management. Now, the 6 C's of Total Quality Management is the commitment, culture, continuous improvement, cooperation, customer focus, and last, control. So, the difference between quality assurance and quality control, the following are few differences between the quality assurance and control process. Quality assurance focuses on defects, prevention, and quality control focuses on defect identification. So the difference is the prevention and identification. In quality assurance, you check if the plant was efficient to avoid any anticipated defect. In quality control, you try to find defects and correct them while making the product. Quality assurance is a proactive process, while quality control is a reactive process. The difference between quality assurance and quality control: quality assurance is a process-based approach, while quality control is a product-based approach. Quality assurance involves processes, managing quality, and quality control is used to verify the quality of the product. So, quality audit is an example of quality assurance. Inspection and testing are example of quality control process. We have the following few benefits of these processes. Number 1, they provide you with a high quality output. 2, eliminate waste. And 3, increase the efficiency of the operations. They also provide customer satisfaction, which is very important, which affects your brand and helps you grow your business. Less reward and after-sales support is required. This will help you save a lot of money. They also encourage a high level of confidence and a motivated team. So, quality assurance and quality control are closely related. And objective is also the same, to deliver a defect-free product. Both processes are an integral part of a quality management plan and complement each other. Failing to apply either of them will result in failure of quality management on the project. So we have a diagram from the base, which is the quality control, is so-called a transactional quality. Up above the quality control is quality assurance, whereas it pertains to service level management. And the last one is quality management, wherein you have to provide continual improvement. So in summary, quality assurance and quality control are processes intended to make a product defect-free and ensure it conforms to requirement. So the purpose of both processes is the same. However, the approach is different. Quality assurance is a process-based approach. Quality control is a product-based approach. Quality assurance designs a process so that the product coming from this process is defect-free, while quality control checks the product when you're producing it so no defective product reaches the market. So this process has important roles in the success of your project. Their effectiveness can only be achieved. They are well understood by the organization and the team performing the job. Thank you. This is the end of the lecture. Now comes the workshop. We have a quality assurance versus quality control on pictures below. You need to identify the control process and assurance. So you need to execute on this case. Case number 1. On the left side, you will see a corroded part of the ribbon and a painted ribbon. So what will be the problem? On the left side. On the right side, the ribbon is completely or almost, but not 100% rust-free compared to the left figure. So what will be your control on figure left side? On the left side of the figure. So on the left side, you should provide a rust converter. But take note, when you use the rust converter, it requires 24-hour treatment before you pour a concrete. Now the question is, the rebar are painted. Is this rebar has no problem in contact with cement? Because if this is an ordinary paint, there will be no bonding between concrete and the rebar. If it is just an ordinary paint, there will be a problem in the near future. Unless there will be no reaction of this type of type of paint used in the rebar in your concrete. Okay? Then, what will be the problem? Is it in the control or in the process itself? So for control, during inspection, you will notice the rust. Technically, it's in the control process. In a quality assurance process, in order that this rebar are eliminated, you have to check the rebar. If it is already rusted, it should not be installed if it's not yet treated. No? Comparing to the other one wherein less rust are being seen, plus the safety, providing a rebar cap on the end of the bar. So next figure is to execute on this case number 2. On the left side, you have 2 wires connected on the on the breaker. On the right side, there is no problem. So on this figure, you might notice that the problem itself is not just a quality control process, but the quality assurance process. Why? Simply because the tendency of a electrician to put 2 wires at the same time is simply because there is no allowable supply for the breaker. So because the subcontractor, which is the electrician, is by the contract and he wants to finish it immediately, the assumed task, he installed it so that he could finish it earlier and seek payment for the general contractor. So what may be the problem here is the control process, assurance process first before the control process. And you may fill out your workshop evaluation form if needed. Come again for another mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and fire protection session. Thank you. The end. Okay.